Before there was a house of fashion, there was the fashion house,
Okay.
and that was a creative photography studio. And underneath that umbrella, we wanted to do so many things. We wanted to curate a magazine. We wanted a clothing line. We wanted an annual fashion week. And in the process of putting all those things together, we realized that we were utilizing people in house.
Welcome to the Mini Mart. Welcome to the Mini Mart.
Hi, my name is Charles.
Hello, my name is David, and welcome to the Mini Mart podcast, where ministry meets the marketplace.
Today we have something that's going to be so exciting for you guys. Listen, they don't know this, but I call them the Wonder Twins.
Let's go.
The Wonder Twins. And I didn't brief them before we said it before. They was like, no. But that's what I think about these two young ladies. We're going to let them introduce themselves, but they're here as our first guest. Our very first guest
First guest. Yep.
on
It's
the
official.
podcast. We are so happy to have you tonight. We are excited about the great things that you all are doing. So give us your name.
I am Kelly Cunningham, and I am Kacey Cunningham.
All right. Tell us a little bit about yourself and, just however you want to do it. Just tell us who you are and what you do.
We're just in the flow.
This is the part I do not like. Every time somebody asks me to tell them about myself. Well, I am a twin, born and raised in Danville, Virginia, to a great mother, Kathy Cunningham. We are a family unit.
Hey, Miss Kathy.
A little bit about myself. I love where we are. I love where I am in my life right now. I do give all credit to God and the Most High for where I am in my life. I am a creator. I'm a curator. I love fashion. I love the arts in its totality, not just one spectrum of the arts, but to its in totality. I love the arts, and that kind of makes me who I am. Kacey, your turn. Okay, a little bit about Kacey. Of course, Kacey, she is the proud single mother
Okay.
of Giselle Kathleen. Wow, about myself. Proud member of the ARC, the Apostolic Remnant Church, for overseer Pierre Jones. Yeah.
All right, Art.
Proud member. A little bit about myself. Own a catering company, executive director of Cazell and Company Incorporated. I'm all things youth, all things opportunity driven, purpose driven.
I love
In
it.
a nutshell.
What's Cazell and Company?
Cazell and Company. Well, the first inspiration behind that. You want the inspiration or the meaning behind the name?
Both.
Yeah.
We got time.
Both will be good.
Okay. Can I go a little deep?
You can.
I can. Okay. Don't get upset. I won't. But just remember, it's two of us. Okay. You want to go first? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I love
Oh,
it.
this energy in this room is
Yeah.
spicy.
No, go ahead. Cazell. Well, first for Cazell, I'll say that is mine and my daughter's name put together. The KA is for Kacey and the Zale is for Giselle. So the purpose and the inspiration behind Cazell and Company is it initially was the foundation of the mother-daughter bonding, the mother-daughter relationship, the power behind that. And then it grew into pretty much mothers advocating for their children and supporting their children's dreams, no matter how big they looked or no matter how crazy they may appear to be to other people. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That, and I never knew where the name came from. That's fascinating. Your turn.
Okay, so the House of Fashion. Where did it what does it mean? Where did it come from? Before there was a House of Fashion, there was the Fashion House.
Okay.
And that was a creative photography studio. And underneath that umbrella, we wanted to do so many things. We wanted to curate a magazine. We wanted a clothing line. We wanted an annual fashion week. And in the process of putting all those things together, we realized that we were utilizing people in-house.
Okay,
Mm.
cool.
We realized
I
that
like
we were
it.
utilizing people that was right in our backyards. And we were utilizing people that were community driven. So whatever we needed, we knew within our circle or within arm's reach, it was coming from the same place. So that's where the house of fashion came from.
I love it. And
like it.
one thing I want to say, I think for the House of Fashion, the reason that I like it, as far as like coming to some of the fashion shows, is that everybody is like an equal opportunity.
Absolutely.
Everybody,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You don't have to be 6'1". You don't have to, be real tall and slender. It's like you basically let everybody kind of, show themselves, and an image is more about an image than it is just for an event. So I love that part about it. David, what you want to say to him?
Well, I do have a question for y'all about Danville Fashion Week and what that means to you.
It means a lot. We are within our 8th season. We just passed our 8th season.
Congratulations.
Going into the 9th season in 2024. But just to know that right after that, in the next 365, we'll be celebrating 10. I never in a million years thought that we would be having a ongoing production for almost 10 years.
Right.
It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me that the community sees a benefit in it, because the show cannot survive, or the House of Fashion and the programs and the events that we have, they are a success because of the community and because of surrounding areas. So it means a lot that the community means a lot to DFW. DFW means a lot to the community. So I'm excited about it. To me, sometimes it becomes overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely becomes overwhelming, because there are sometimes high expectations, and then I have high expectations for myself.
Yes.
So when I put my expectations along with others, sometimes in my mind I'm like, okay, where do we go from here? And then we don't want to just be known for DFW. There are other things that we do,
Right.
but DFW is our prime and butter right now.
Right.
But it means a lot. Yeah, I don't have too many words to describe it, but it does.
I love that. Black excellence at its best, y'all.
And I gotta say this, because when you level up and you start to climb a little bit in scale, now we used to refer to it as bread and butter. She said prime and butter.
She did.
So
I like that.
I caught that. See, we're up to prime rib now. We done left the bread and butter stage. It's a different, but that's a mentality. People don't even think about it to that point, but that's a mentality, though. Key words is what causes the mentality and the perspective and the perceptions of what you think and how you feel about it, which brings us to the reason we brought you on the show. For somebody to say, what does that have to do with ministry and marketplace? Everything. Because ministry means to serve. And what we're really, really trying to tear down the stereotype and all the walls and barriers is that ministry simply means to serve. It does not mean to just walk down the aisle with a pan to be an usher, or to serve your leader, which all those things are wonderful. I'm a senior pastor, and I appreciate the servitude of all the members that have been in the church. But it's time to get out and meet people and see people and feel what they feel about the community, and knowing about that church was always meant to be community. We made it a social club. You have to fit certain criteria to be a part of certain ministries, and if we just be honest, it's harder to break these traditions than it is to be innovative and kind of grow the church from the outside in.
Right.
Absolutely.
Y'all ready for another question?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. This is when you came up with Mr. Walker. Do you think having a marketplace mentality is necessary?
I'll say this. I don't think God called
Say that one more time. Y'all listen to this.
God didn't call me to be broke.
Mm-hmm.
Even as in every aspect or any business, any nonprofit, anything that we do, in order to continue, in order to succeed, in order to grow, in order to manifest other programs, in order to create opportunities and be a blessing to somebody else, you've got to have fruit.
Right.
Absolutely.
You've
Yes,
got to
ma'am.
have fruit.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't have fruit, whether that's resources, whether that's financial gain, then there's no way that you can be a blessing. There's no way you can even give a tenth
Right.
if you don't have anything to give a tenth with.
Right.
So is that mentality? I'm all for it. Bring it on to me. I'll take it. That enables me to be a blessing to somebody else. Now, if you're going to be an Indian giver and you're going to keep it all to yourself, then maybe you need to just stay where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a blessing to give and it's a blessing to receive, so it's got to be a give and take there.
Absolutely. How do you feel about it?
Now, I had some questions about this one, so I want you to elaborate on the question a little bit before I answer.
Oh,
you know.
okay. Okay, to us, the marketplace is a called out place. What we're trying to do is to tear down the mentality that the marketplace and the world is synonymous. They're not the same thing. The world is a system of rules and things that are totally against God and his will and his purpose. The marketplace is simply just a workplace. It's a place where you grow. You know, we talked about it, and it's coming up in another podcast that we have about the ecclesia actually came from the marketplace. Where they called together, everybody came together, and they shared information, questions, knowledge about different things, and they kind of compiled it together. And as a community, they met the needs from coming to the called out place, which is in turn the marketplace. Yes.
I want her to answer the question before I ask you all a follow-up question.
Absolutely.
Okay. I just want to go on record. My answer is I believe everything that he just said. I agree with everything he said. Now, Kacey?
My question is, and I don't, to both of you, where do you think is our hindrance? What do you think is stopping us? Or do you think anything is stopping us from being able to come together and commune together and come to that marketplace and share information, share ideas? What is there something that's stopping us from even being able to come to the marketplace?
I think he got something on the tip of his tongue you want to say.
mean, I believe that what the hindrance is tradition.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I believe the hindrance is a difference in not much so much as values, but how those values have been passed down, right? Because you have people, as he was saying, that they think the world is the marketplace, and it's not. It's where you go to transact business. That's it. So you do it every day.
Absolutely.
Every day. You got some people who work 7 days a week, but I think it's the misteaching and the misleading of people. And then you just have people who just don't see eye to eye.
Right.
So you have these barriers set up. And if you don't think like I do, or if you don't believe like I do, then you and I, we can't do anything together. But we all do believe in Jesus, right?
Correct.
That's common denominator.
Absolutely.
And, they say you shouldn't be sharing, your spiritual values at work. Well, where's you going to share them at?
Right.
That's
part
your
of ministry.
foundation. Right.
That's your
Right.
ministry.
It's your
That's
foundation.
your ministry.
So I think that's where it's division.
And if you're not called to pastor or to preach, that's your platform. That's the only place you really do have to share it. Everybody is not meant to be behind a desk. It's not meant to be. This is the thing that I often say that the Bible says, it's the tradition of man
That's it.
that has made the word of God to none effect. Tradition is more powerful in the church than God is,
That's right.
because certain people won't, and I know people will cringe when I say that, but certain people would rather not listen to the voice of God and continue a tradition because of learned behavior. This is and the problem comes, Casey, where we can't come together like what we're doing, is because so many of us have so many opinions and so many different approaches to different things. So I don't have to agree with everything that Kelly thinks. But there are some things, like he said, that's common denominators where we should all be able to come and get in one arena and say, look, let's make this a melting pot for us to be able to throw all of our information in and just have a meeting of the minds and see how we can make our community better. But we would rather be territorial over nothing. Trying to be big when little got you.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of saying, let's help each other scale up, because when we all get there, we'll all be there.
And then we even end up wondering why we're still stuck or why we're still in the same place. And it's because we can't get ourselves to the marketplace.
Right, right. And the hindrance sometimes, because of the lack of knowledge about things, this is what we want this podcast to be about, is to have a teachable moment. Not to say that anybody is stupid or ignorant or to be, we don't claim to be authorities on anything except for life. We're living this thing.
Right.
And at the end of the day, after ministering and pastoring for 26 years, there's a broader audience. Look at how many people Danville Fashion Week serves. How many people come together under one roof, all shapes, sizes, colors, ethnicities, cultures. Everybody comes together and we just laugh and we meet new people and we get to share everything that comes down the runway we don't like, but everybody gets to be themselves. And and I like that. I heard people beside me, oh, I would wear that. Oh, that's nice. Somebody said, well, that's not really something for me, but that's the beauty of being authentically you.
Right.
So that's how we get to the marketplace. We have to, sad to say, but we got to step over the nonsense. And we've got to collectively come together, because there are people out here that need what we're trying to, offer. One of our big goals is to get to a place to where we can have affordable housing for different people in the community and help people, with financial literacy and, and all of those types of things, because that's what the church is really set up, supposed to be, to do. But we get criticized by doing it because then we become worldly. It's like, that's a little bit too far. You're a leader, you're a pastor, you shouldn't do that. Or I shouldn't even go to certain events or be a part of different things, whatever it is. So it's like, that's overwhelming there,
And I will backtrack, because you have some in the marketplace who just say they don't believe in Jesus, but they do believe they have a family to support. They have to support themselves, or they support the cause, right? Or they support the cause that you have,
right?
So, I mean, he's for everybody. That's all I know, and the marketplace is for everybody. So, with I love the example of the fashion show, because you got people who like certain stuff, you got people who like other stuff, but it's something there for everyone to like, and you don't have to like the same thing. You got something for them, or you want me to?
Yeah, I just want to say, how did you get to the point to where you have? How did your organization start? With I know you were telling me about your daughter's name and doing that, but what was? And I think this is a part of the question that you had too, David. What led you to get to this point, and how many times did you have to fail to get here?
Yes. Ooh, that's a good one, ain't it?
I had to fail to get here.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Back in 2017, that was maybe between 2017 and the early part of 18. I was at a really low place.
Lord, don't get me emotional.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
fine. Go ahead.
She know when she
No,
go here.
I-
Don't connect with the world.
And it's and that's what I said. I don't really like to tell this, but I was gone. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, I wasn't here. I lost myself. I lost family. I lost friends. I literally felt like I lost everything. And my daughter at that time was 2.5 years old. So because I wasn't my best self,
Mm-hmm.
I realized that it was selfish of me because I wasn't giving her my best self.
Right.
And then I'll say once I had a whole snapback coming to Jesus meeting in 2019, that was a point where I made a vow to her and myself that I will never allow myself to not be the best version of the mother that I can be for her.
Right.
So even in all of that, even since Giselle was born out the womb, I was telling her almost every day, "You're great. You're going to be great. You're great.
Right.
Greatness is within you." I mean, even her and Kelly have a thing: "Are you a leader or are you a follower?"
Mhm.
And Giselle comes back and she says, "Mama, I'm a leader."
Yes.
You know. So even since then, we've had that, and even since she's been growing, I'm seeing so much of her that one day she wants to be this, and the next day she wants to be this, and as a mother or even as a parent, it's our jobs to help them explore that.
Absolutely.
So with that, I said, okay, Giselle, we're going to start this organization, and we're going to not just bring you along, we're going to bring along as many kids as as whose parents allow us to bring them along on this journey. So that's where it really came from.
That's amazing. And you can feel the passion in what you do with that. You really can. I mean, it's like, and I know it's tiresome and it takes a lot of time and effort and, and things behind the scene. But I thought about the thing in the 2017 phase of your life. Where were all the naysayers now? Those people that could have poured into you and could have tried to help you come from a dark place, but not realizing that you fought and you struggled and you finally, got a footing. So you can't afford to let anything or anybody take you back to that place. People don't understand. Sometimes you don't get a do-over from that darkest place. And that's the only thing that really drives you is if you feel yourself getting overwhelmed. Nope, can't go back to that place. So that's why you can't afford to let people that weren't there to see you at your lowest bring you down at your highest.
And that even goes back to what you were saying about how ministry isn't always in the pulpit or standing behind a desk. What I do, that's my ministry.
Yes.
What I do with the organization, what I do with the kids, even the relationships and the connections that I've been able to build, not just with the children, but with parents and with community members, the relationships that I've been able to build. And it's solely on, a spiritual connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my ministry. The organization is my ministry.
I believe that. So, did it make you too emotional, Kelly?
No, she almost took me there.
Okay.
She almost took me there.
I was trying to say we would have to find you more tissues if you needed
Ready
some.
to throw.
Dave, what else you got for him?
Another question. What values are important to you when you think about the business you are building?
Values, I would love to speak on is being innovative. Maybe not so much of as a value, but something that I keep in the back of my mind that for us to continue with this business, we have to be innovative.
You have to, yeah.
Oh my, innovative?
Like those non-negotiable things that if you're not like this, then we can't work together.
Casey, you go.
She don't want to be. I can
I'll
see
go.
she don't want to even tell him.
I already know mine, and
Well, it just goes back to a little bit more knowing when to be a leader and knowing when to be a follower.
Right.
Sometimes everybody wants to be at the top. And you got to have Indians and you got to have chiefs.
Right.
And we got to be able to know when it's our turn.
team player.
You have to know how to be a team player. It's okay for you to shine this week and I shine next week.
Right.
I mean, it has to be that kind of common denominator there in order for me personally to work with somebody. And you have to have a passion for what you're doing. Just to do it, to put it on your resume, just to say, I'm a part of this, just to say I worked for this or I did this. That's not good enough for me. Like, it has to be a reason why. I need to know your why for why you want to be a part of this or why you want to work with this.
I would also add to that, and this is something that I look for in the personal side and in the business side, loyalty.
Oh God, yes.
Loyalty.
Give the definition, because I think a lot don't know what
mean,
that
loyalty. Everybody knows what loyalty means. Loyalty, transparency,
I love that.
and that's
Mine is unapologetic.
be you.
That's,
there you go.
just be unapologetic about it. Don't apologize for what it is you want to do, how you want to do it, just don't apologize for it. Stand in it, stand on it, stand firm, steadfast, and just live out your purpose, but do it unapologetically. I feel like we apologize a lot because it's not being done the way that somebody else would do it, or somebody critiques how we do it, so we apologize for it, or we try to fix it according to other people's standards without doing it the way that we know we were called or designed to do it. I'm gonna stop.
And I would say something. I wouldn't say it's something that I struggle with, but it's something that I have to learn how to balance, and that would be compassion.
Yes.
Because where
You do not extend grace.
Oh, should have called her out on the podcast.
I said it's something that I struggle with. It's a balance of mine because I live on two sides. I live on the nonprofit side, to where we are community driven,
Right.
and you are great, you are kind, you can do anything you want, and I'm going to help you get there. But then I also live on the business side of things too. And on the business side of things, we are more money driven. We look at the market, we look at social media, and we look at what can put dollar signs in the bank account. And sometimes when you're business versus community, you struggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
You struggle. So sometimes I have to understand which hat I should put on. And sometimes, more than not, I should put on the compassion hat.
Right.
But I'm putting on the business hat. Like, nah, baby, like,
Right.
this is not gonna fly. When sometimes, Casey and maybe Brian might need to reel me back and say, now, Kelly, there was a better way.
Right.
You could have communicated that. There was a better way you could have handled that situation. But yeah,
We still working.
compassion.
And we all are still
Compassion.
working,
We
are.
because to be honest, after a while you get tired of
Oh, yes.
being gullible. You
Yes.
feel like, I have extended grace beyond my measure or my bandwidth. I've given you more than really what I have, but now you're trampling over that because you came with your motive wasn't pure when you came. And that's what bothers me. It's like, I can handle anything if you tell me the truth. But if you tell me a lie, it makes me feel like, is anything that you're saying, is it truthful? Can you be trusted? You know what I'm saying? It takes you back to that point. So sometimes, like she said, you have to know when to be a cheerleader and you have to know when to be a coach. Sometimes for me, I have to cheer people on, even if I know that and this is the hardest part, if I know that you're headed for
That's it.
misdemeanor failure,
Oh, misdemeanor failure.
I have to let you have the misdemeanor failure so you won't make the felony failure. Because if you learn from the misdemeanor, by the time you get to that, you will have self-talk. Oh, no. I learned not to do that early on in this stage of my life. But it was a point to where I'm a fixer. I'm that fixer person. So if I want to fix everybody's everything.
Right.
And it would break me doing it. So trying to lead or from a broken place, you're constantly being broken while you see other people being put back together or healed. After a while, you have nothing left. You're depleted. So you get to be that Kelly, not the Kacey. You know what I'm saying? The other Wonder Twin. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't.
I mean, you know, I'm just saying what y'all said.
I agree with you.
No, it's very true. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's just everybody.
He not through with me yet.
He ain't through with none of us.
None of us.
Right. Let's hope not anyway.
No.
And on that note, we want to give a shout out to M&M's, the greatest candy that's on the planet. They will be our future sponsors. Somebody say future sponsors.
Future sponsor.
We got all flavors of whatever. The M and M stands for ministry and marketplace. So if y'all, just tell M&M's, anybody you know from M&M's that they're looking for you to sponsor them. And one of these days, we're going to make that announcement.
Yep, tell them holla at your boys.
We're going to call him when we get out.
There you go. I like it. What's your future plans? What y'all got coming up, or is it a secret?
Mine's a secret.
Yours
Okay.
a secret.
Is it really?
I hope it still is.
You haven't told me? Oh. Oh, I do know, y'all. I do know.
Don't tell.
It's a
Don't
secret.
don't tell.
Don't
on
tell
her.
it. We
tell
don't do.
It's a secret.
The world's gonna see this, so
But
don't
it's
tell it.
good, y'all. It is so good.
I
It's
like it.
good.
It's really good.
So what you got coming up, Miss
It's
Kelly?
really good. Within the organization, we have some new programs that we are implementing. We are known for DFW, but we are really trying to make our staff in the community with bringing more awareness to the arts and
Love it.
how the arts does affect our life, regardless of what spectrum you choose to practice with. So we do have a mental health fashion show coming up.
Oh, I like it.
Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
We are partnering. This is our second year doing it. We are partnering with Focus Point Mental Health.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about Angela's vision for this is we are handpicking designers that will choose a diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our designers one of our designers has chosen depression. One designer has chosen bipolar.
Oh,
And
I love it.
all of their clothing
That's gonna be
will
so
reflect
good.
Mm-hmm.
what mental health diagnosis they're showing. And it's all about just us, not so much of for her patients, but it's more her clients. It's more for us learning more and becoming more knowledgeable about mental health.
Right.
And
Awareness.
community awareness. There'll be vendors there. It'll be an educational piece, and it'll be an enjoyment piece
Right.
as well. So we do have that coming up. That will be in May. Our model call for that is in January.
Nice.
And we're already gearing up for DFW 2024.
I love it.
Our theme, Dan River Runs Deep.
All right.
I
And
like
if
it.
you know
I
your
like it.
history, Dan River Runs Deep was an ad campaign for Dan River Textiles
Mm-hmm.
when they actually started to allow African Americans to be photographed within their ads.
Oh, that's amazing. I can only
Oh,
imagine
I
where
love
your
the
mind
vision.
is going
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah.
So Dan River Runs Deep. It's a lot of us here. It's a lot of talent. It's a lot of creatives in the area.
Absolutely.
And we want everybody to know Dan River Runs Deep. We can all come together.
And you know something I think about the two of you? You show what it's like. I watch both of you for each of the shows. For those of you that don't know, Kelly has the adult fashion show, and the day after, Kacey has the children's fashion show. But I watch them give as much energy to each show as if it was their very own. When they come in, they're working. I mean, they're working. And if for anybody that don't know anything about fashion or modeling, it's a lot. It's a lot. Giovanni from Greensboro Fashion Week was the guy that inspired me, getting to know him. And it was just amazing to watch what happened there and going through. And a lot of people don't know it, but I was actually supposed to have a line in that fashion show, but that was the year I was diagnosed with cancer. So I didn't get a chance to have a line in the fashion show. But thank God that, 9 years cancer free. Bless God for that.
Yeah.
But it's always been something, not so much a bucket list. So I was telling Casey, I was like, I need to put something in one of y'all shows or, do something. So honestly, I don't know. I mean,
That's
couple
what
of,
it's all about.
Right.
yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's like, to just be able to do that, to say, I live to see this day. Because I was heartbroken that I couldn't do that. So to have a few pieces of something, but I'll talk to you later about that. And, but I'm excited about it, a front row seat. That's where we were placed. And I'm excited about the one coming up. Got to get in. Listen, if you do not know about this fashion show and you're here in Danville, and you don't even have to be in Danville, I'm going to tell you, you want to sponsor them. You want to,
Yes.
And I think we're going to ask them a little bit, tell them about how they can, we can get in touch with you guys and do that and, kind of plug the sponsorship for you. But it's a good event and, for the whole week. So I'm hopeful next year, it'll be something all week long for everybody to enjoy, Shout out to Mars Cakes. We celebrated this year. We gave discounts on cupcakes and stuff, daily specials to, support Danville Fashion Week because we want it to be a big deal because we feel like it's a big deal.
Absolutely. And I'm so glad you plugged that in because it's called Danville Fashion Week. We're not targeting one area.
Right.
It's Danville Fashion Week. So the more the merrier.
Right.
That whole week, it's not just a week of events that myself are putting on or Casey is putting on. We have 7 full days. I'm occupying one, Casey's occupying another. Just like this previous year, you occupy one day with all your amazing promotions. If you are a business, if you are in a nonprofit, if you have a clothing store, if you want to say, hey, Kelly, Casey, I would love to do this on Tuesday during Danville Fashion Week, we will welcome it.
Oh, that's
We
amazing.
want Danville to be recognized that this is the official Danville Fashion Week. There is no your event, my event. We're just the host, and we want everybody to come together during 1 week and celebrate creatives in different forms and in different ways.
Oh, you shouldn't have
like
told
that.
me that.
I love that.
And I'll even say this: the good thing about next year, you actually even said what our theme is for next year. The children's fashion show, the theme is level up.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
You actually said
we
that,
sure did.
I love it.
and it's pretty much because
We're leveling up.
We're leveling up.
Yeah.
Our children, they were amazing.
Yes.
For that to have just been their second year.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
For that to have just been their second year. They showed me I want this. They showed me I want to do more. I'm coming back next year. So I said, okay, well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to level up. So for that, this year we had close to 250. Close to about 250 people came.
That's what I was going to say. It was almost, wow. I was like, what?
Yeah.
All these
That's amazing.
people.
It was close to 250 people who came for the children. So for that, and that was on a Sunday. That was on a Sunday
Yes.
too.
Mhm.
So can I say it?
Yeah.
This year we're going to change it. We're going to be on Friday.
Okay.
We're going to do Friday night for the youth.
Okay.
And then Kelly will officially, which rightfully she really should be closing out.
Right.
This is her bang. So from now on, we're gonna pretty much start it with Friday.
Right.
Okay.
And then Kelly will close out DFW with her show on Saturday.
That's awesome.
That's really, really awesome.
So, what's the best way people can reach out to you all?
For Cazell and Company, of course, it's going to be the first place is our website. That's www.cazellco.org. That's KAZ as in zebra, ELLECO.org. And of course, also on Facebook, me personally, Kacey Cunningham, or the Cazell and Company Incorporated Facebook page.
Just like her, we do have a website, thehouseoffashion.net. House is spelled HAUS. We have a Facebook page, The House of Fashion Incorporated. And then we also have an Instagram page where you can follow us at _thehouse_.
Okay. Are we about to go?
Why you?
I
What
want
you
to
got?
plug these two things before we go.
Oh, do your thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Vegas. Okay. On December the 16th, Beyond These Walls Community Choir, they will be singing at Roman Eagle Nursing Home. And that is joining with the Community United Ministries with Miss Rhonda Vogler. And on December the 20th, Cazell and Company, along with Brian Hood with the Stay Hood Foundation, we're having our second annual Christmas dinner for the homeless and for the less fortunate. That will be at Culture Restaurant and Grill from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. If you do not have transportation, if you're not able to get there, please reach out to myself or Brian Hood, because we will be providing transportation to the event if you do not have. It'll, of course, be free meal, free toiletries, coats. We're going to have it all for you, toiletry items, everything. But I wanted to make those two things known before we...
Absolutely. I love it. And we will definitely be supporting. And speaking of Brian Hood, Kelly, I think you're holding out on us a little bit. It's like something I think you, I mean, you're gonna tell us, you're gonna tell the people what's going on.
Well, we are engaged.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. Dun, 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 dun.
Congratulations.
I went fitted for my dress today, y'all.
All right. Brian is
She went fit for her dress.
she got fit for her
Her
dress.
dress.
Oh, before
I'm
yours.
still single.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's amazing
awesome.
news.
Congratulations.
We love Brian. He's a great guy. We think he's a councilman here in this wonderful city of Danville, Virginia. We appreciate the work that he does here, and we're glad that the two of you are getting hitched.
Yes, we are. Thank you. Me too.
We appreciate that. Well, we have some exciting things to come, and once again, for those of you that heard it, they would like for people to participate in Danville Fashion Week. And it's like, it's so much that can be done. And, I get excited about it. It's like it's a challenge for me. I just love to see the people come together. And, I'm a fashion person. I love clothes. I love, everything about it. I'm a creative too as well. So we love everything about what they do. So we want to shout them out for coming on tonight and being our guest and just making it fun.
Thank y'all. This was awesome. This was
It was so much energy. Would y'all come back again?
Come on now.
Y'all got quiet.
If you do a scene in the fashion show.
If I do a scene in the fashion show,
If you show some pieces in the fashion show.
it's static.
And now to our commercial break.
Yeah. No. I'm really thinking about it. I'll talk to the person that stitches for me and gave him an idea about a design. Now, I'm kind of like over the top, so if it's gonna be something little out there, but I would love to participate if time allows me to. I'm going to really, really try to. And then trying to get other people to answer some of the modeling calls, because some people, just to be in it, to be a part of it will help them with esteem and different situations. And, and Kelly, I pick at you all the time because you act like you're so shy, but put her on the runway. And you see a whole other person. She knows how to walk and she knows how to teach them to walk. But that's one thing that, we're going to coin a phrase that somebody used on Facebook. The only thing in this season that needs to be validated is parking. We don't need people to, confirm us, to be able to say what you can do, what you can't do. So don't let anything interrupt that flow. Right. And we're going to level up with them. So we're going to get in the mindset that that's what we're going to do. Shout out to everybody. Once again, we're glad to have you on the show, and we appreciate you. Is there any closing remarks you guys would like to have?
No, just thank y'all for having us.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
This was great. This was great.
All right. Well, we appreciate it. David, you good?
I'm good. Just we'll put the notes for this podcast in the description. So all of the links for Cazell Co. and Danville Fashion Week will be there for you to simply click on, and it'll take you straight to the information that they have shared this evening.
Absolutely.
Go get you a bag of M&Ms.
There you go. Get you some M&Ms. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. And may the peace of God be with you all. Amen. We love you.
Good night.
Welcome to the Mini Mart. Welcome to the Mini Mart. Welcome to the. I say welcome to the Mini Mart. I say welcome to the Mini Mart. Come on, don't be shy, y'all. Say welcome to the Mini Mart. Welcome to the Mini Mart. Welcome to the Mini Mart. Welcome to the Mini Mart.